On my baseball ones I do every day, and today is going to be Chicago Cubs. They're going to be featured. Who are the greatest players for the Chicago Cubs if I go over through time? So let me go over some. Mark Grace, who was one of the premier first basemen, had a lot of hits in the 90s, and I always felt like a Kevin Costner vibe with him. He ended up winning a ring with the Arizona Diamondbacks at the end of his career, but he will always be remembered as a Cub. I remember when Sosa and McGuire were going on, and he gave, obviously Sosa was a teammate, but he gave McGuire a dap. It was a rivalry, but baseball needed that home run. And Mark Grace was really cool, always cool. Other people I'm going to acknowledge in this, mention some of the greatest Cubs ever. Ferguson Jenkins, one of the baddest pitchers ever. That dude was a bad dude. He had a strong arm, great talent, much respect. Ron Santos, great infielder, clutch hitter, very distinctive player, no doubt. Andre Hawk Dawson, who came from Montreal to the Cubs. The reason why I mention him is he won MVP in '87, and that was a big time feat. And he fit in really good with them. Did quite well there too. Bruce Sutter, who was one of the most dominant relief pitchers back in the day and time when being a relief pitcher meant innings, not the um, analytics of pitching to a guy or something like that. Meant something completely different. Um, Sammy Sosa, one of the most important hitters ever. Great player, great talent. Should be a Hall of Famer. Had an integral part. You know what he did, home runs, and how he helped the Cubs, and he was definitely big time for no matter what. You got to give him his due. Ryan Sandberg, one of the greatest short second basemen ever, MVP, clutch player, came up big time. One of the most important players ever, big time. Probably the guy though that I would call Mr. Cub though is Ernie Banks. That's play two. 548 home runs. For that time to be a shortstop in that time, because I grew up in the era where I saw shortstops were more known for their defensive prowess as opposed to their stick. And Ernie Banks was beating them both ways. He just never was on a team that was championship or contender. But he was one of the greatest players ever that stayed consistent and did his thing. Great talent. So those are Chicago Cubs. Who is your all-time favorite Cubs player? Please let me know in the comment section below, as I do these baseball takes at least once a day to talk about different teams and some of the greatest players that have played for the teams. And the Cubs have had quite a bit of success in the last 20 years. Won a couple rings after going 100 years without being winning. So, and of course you remember Bartman and that whole episode in 2003, but they overcame that and been quite successful. So let's talk about Wrigley Field and those Cubs. Please hit like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shit if you like my piece.